What's up, folks, and welcome back to Dyce Reacts World. We are staying in London, England tonight. Why 120 Guardsmen marched through King's Cross at 6:30 a.m. Very much excited to check this one out. We ain't gonna waste no more time. We're just gonna get around into it, folks. We're gonna get right into it.
"6:45 a.m. and these Guardsmen are on the move, marching proudly through one of the capital's premier transport hubs, much to the surprise of the early morning commuters.
120 soldiers from the Coldstream Guards are here in the heart of London at King's Cross Station. They're travelling to Berwick-upon-Tweed. It's the birthplace of the regiment and they're marking 375 years of service in the British Army. They've already been making quite an impression on fellow passengers in their trademark scarlet tunics and bearskin caps. Everyone's been turning to watch.
There's not a single person that puts on this uniform and doesn't feel proud when they do that. And we do appreciate exactly how the public sees us when we're on sort of public transport and walking through busy train stations. It does make you walk that much taller and that much more proud.
After turning a few heads in the station, the next test is getting all the soldiers safely on board. Quite a challenge when most Guardsmen are north of 6 foot, and that's without the bearskins. On the train, the soldiers are making good use of the overhead luggage racks, which seem to offer the perfect place for ceremonial uniform, the band's instruments, and...
Is there a required height or something? Why are they so tall? That just can't be a coincidence. Or are people normally, well, I would say, are people taller in Britain? I mean, like, come on. That's that. With that, the headgear? Man, that's you guys are gotta fill me up on that. I don't understand how they are so tall. Damn.
Seem to offer the perfect place for ceremonial uniform, the band's instruments, and of course their SA-80 rifles.
Very lucky our kit is fitting in the right places. It's more the band with all their instruments which have to fit into various places, so various bike racks, various luggage places are all full with instruments, which when we get to Berwick we'll be off in a minute and a half, so it'll be a very short and sharp on and off the train to make sure everyone doesn't get left behind, no one gets left behind to travel up to Edinburgh instead.
With the ceremonial season in full swing, it's a busy time for the Guardsmen, and the decision to travel by train is partly driven by speed.
I think it's an efficient choice, 4 hours there, 4 hours back, so we can do it in a day to be back for further training tomorrow.
Wow. This isn't a typical day, is it?
No, it's a bit different. Well, going on the train for a start for however many hours in full rig, not a done thing, so different.
Are you enjoying it? It's quite a lot of work, isn't it, to look this good?
Well, I try my best, but yeah, you do put a lot of work into your kit, and then getting there and having to do it again, ready for the next event, which is Thursday for us. So.
The train also offers a welcome opportunity to catch up on lost sleep.
So some of the guys were up about 3:30, pretty much the vast majority of us, so nobody likes getting up early, but yeah, about 4 hours, a bit of head down, and then do what we need to do in the Guard of Honour in Berwick, and then probably a bit of head down and then get back to London.
Morning, any apple juice, orange juice?
Staff on board the LNER Azuma train are working hard to make the Guardsmen feel welcome.
Good morning and welcome on board this 0700 LNER service through to Edinburgh Waverley. We would like to have a special welcome for the Coldstream Guards.
Is that a norm, having staff on the train with refreshments, or is it something just for those guards? Yeah, I know it's a long trip, but you think it's like public transportation? I was not expecting there to be any kind of like a service. It almost feels like you're on an airplane or something. Is that a norm across the country or certain parts of the country? Interesting.
On today's service.
For one member of the crew, it's all bringing back memories of a past life.
I spent 7 years in the Coldstream Guards, did various different operations around the world, Romania, Kenya, Belize, met some friends for life, some friends that are on board today. So yeah, really good, really enjoyed it. I think it almost makes me miss it,
because you're talking, yeah, it does when you miss it. Because yeah, you're talking to old friends, you're sort of reminiscing about the old times, stuff that you did together when you served. It's just a huge honour having them on the train, and you know, from a personal perspective, actually seeing them and catching up is great.
3.5 hours after leaving King's Cross, and the Guards are getting ready to get off at Berwick. The speedy journey is a far cry from the regiment's legendary march south in 1660, when covering the same ground in reverse took them 5 weeks.
The regiment had its headquarters in Coldstream, and essentially was required to march under General Monk to London after Parliament collapsed, to secure the city and then eventually to facilitate the restoration. And it was quite a long march. They set off from Coldstream on the 1st of January 1660 and arrived in London on the 3rd of February. So a long winter march in quite poor weather with some 7,000 troops. Must have been quite hard going.
Stepping off the train in Berwick and a chance to get back to the regiment's roots. As a mark of their close connection, the regiment have the freedom of the town. That means they have the right to march through the streets with their drums beating, bayonets fixed and colours flying.
My responsibilities today is I'm the escort to the colour. I'll be escorting the colour, so every time that's there, I'll be with the colour, making sure no one gets towards it, protecting it essentially.
That's obviously a ceremonial role, but it has a historical significance. Does it still feel quite important when you're doing that?
It does, yes. You do get like a huge amount of pride when you're doing it, especially with it being the colour and being on tour and deploying on operations with the battalion, being part of the history of it is a big job.
Crowds of local people have turned out to support their home regiment and show the Guardsmen how proud they are to see them on parade.
While we're busy with all the normal green training that everyone else in the army is also doing, we're also celebrating our 375th anniversary, and that entails exciting things like today.
It doesn't look like 120. Looks smaller.
And there's no rest for the Coldstreamers. With the parade under their belts, they're back on the train, leaving Berwick behind and heading back down to London.
Damn.
The Coldstream Guards are
Nice
known
train
for
there.
being the longest continuously serving regiment in the British Army, and they've shown they're also one of the most hard-working, arriving into King's Cross well into the evening, ready for another busy day in this special anniversary year. Rosie Layden, BFBS Forces News, King's Cross.
Wow, this is very... It feels like royalty. I mean, everything that I've seen the British do, the army, the soldiers, they do it with class, they take pride in what they do. And even the uniforms, they got really classy uniforms. They got style in the uniforms. It just feels like royalty. You could just look at them. I don't really see other like uniforms in other countries. Not that I'm saying the other countries are not, it's not nice, but for some reason, like there's a bit of like polished apparel about the British kingdom when it comes to apparel. They really know how to put a touch of royalty into the uniforms and into the way that they deliver to their people. Very, 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 very good. 120 guards doesn't look like 120 guards, if you ask me. 375 years is a lot of years, man. And how fast do those trains travel? I mean, it looks so smooth, but man, it's kind of scary at the same time. I don't know, but is it a norm to be given refreshments on the train, or is it just for the 120 guards because of this special event? Hit me up in the comments. 4 hours to go, 4 hours to come back. Man, that's a long way. Wow. If you want to see that long journal archer that I do, hit me over on Dyce Reacts, where I do music reactions. This way I'm going to be making my exit. So until next time, peace out.